yeah, nobody wants to lose 50%.
Yeah, right away. That's something that's hard to stomach.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, everyone? We are here today to tackle the subject of DCA versus lump sum investing. I'm here joined with Johnny Weeks, investment advisor. Johnny, what does DCA stand for?
That stands for dollar cost averaging. It's something that we'll get into a little more what that is, some of the benefits, and maybe some of the cons that come along with that.
And I think lump sum is fairly self-explanatory. That's where we come into some money, or we have some money sitting on the sidelines and we just want to put it all in at the same time. So there's going to be advantages to each one, but Johnny, why don't you kind of give us a broad, high-level overview of what dollar cost averaging is?
Okay, so a lot of people typically don't want the risk associated with just throwing all their money into the market at one time because it's unpredictable, and if you end up investing in a time of 2008 or 2000, you could see your net worth or all your investments go down substantially during that time.
Nobody wants to lose 50%.
Yeah, right away. That's something that's hard to stomach when you see your investments. But so for dollar cost averaging, we would just implement sort of a short-term risk mitigation strategy where we would maybe take 10% or 25% of what we have to invest and invest it periodically into the markets.
Okay, so that kind of helps manage the risk, and what happens is over the short term, if the market continues to grow, then whatever we're putting in basically just buys a little bit less, but if we have some hiccups along the way and the market kind of corrects and goes down, now all of a sudden our money is buying that much more. So kind of a way over the short term, if we think like the market is today, we have a lot of people predicting that the market is in bubble territory. We never know when there's going to be a correction or a crash, no matter how many people try to say they've predicted it in the past. But, if we're in a moment like this, and I know we've recommended to some of our clients who have inherited some money to just start kind of peeling some of that off and gradually putting it into the market because we're at all-time record highs right now. Now, when would it make sense to just take that lump sum and kind of dump it in?
Well, I would say it depends on your time horizon. If you have a substantial period of time, maybe 10 to 20 years before you're going to need to see those funds and those gains, then it makes more sense to just lump sum, put it all in, let your money start working for you, because if you don't, then you're missing out what we like to call opportunity cost. With your money sitting on the sidelines, it's not earning anything, whereas if you just dump the whole lump sum, we have interest that can be made utilizing all of what we have.
Yeah, sure. And one thing that I want to kind of point out is when we talk about that time horizon, the best way for me to describe what you were kind of getting at is everyone's circumstances probably going to be a little bit different. Everyone's risk tolerance is going to be a little different. So all those factor into the decision for how we want to invest that money as well. Now, most people who are working are going to utilize the DCA concept or the dollar cost averaging concept over the course of their lifetime. People who are deferring to 401k, whether it's traditional or Roth, people who are putting money into IRA, people who are just investing and they're just kind of taking what they can afford and putting it in there.
Yeah.
And one of the benefits when we have that really long-term dollar cost averaging is as the market gradually rises, over time, we're buying less with the money that we put in. But as that continues to grow, that money makes money as well. If we experience a correction or a crash where the market drops 20%, 30%, now all of a sudden our money is buying more. So now we have more in the market and we end up earning more as the recovery happens. So why don't you just kind of summarize kind of what we talked about, the DCA, the lump sum investing, and, different circumstances.
Well, I want to point out, you don't have to take our word for it. Vanguard actually did a study on DCA versus lump sum investing, and what they proved was that over the long term, lump sum investing would outperform, the dollar cost averaging strategy by over 2% in the long run. So it's been proven that historically markets rise, 7 to 10% on average, depending on how aggressive we want to be. So that's the pros of lump sum investing. If you can withstand the market fluctuations and have a long-term horizon and viewpoint on your investments, then that would definitely be the way to go. If you're more short-term and you're a very emotional investor, then it might make sense for you to take some of the risk away by, taking 10% of what you have and investing that periodically into the markets.
Yeah, people can sometimes get a little short-sighted, and if we have, a market condition like we did in 2007, 8, 9, it really hurts to take those losses. But, we know that the market will come back. And that Vanguard study that you quoted, that makes a lot of sense to me, because realistically, if we take a look at the market over the last 80 to 100 years, roughly 2/3 to 3/4 of the time, the market is positive. Of all of those years, over half the time, the market exceeds 10%. Yeah. But what's difficult is to stomach those, that 1/4 to 1/3 of the time that the market is negative, because there are times that it really hurts when we experience those losses. And that's one of the reasons why we really need to have a comprehensive plan and strategy and then stick to it, right? And as we age or as we get older, then start getting into different allocations that might be a little bit more conservative for us.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, when it comes to DCA, you're doing it not knowing that you are. As long as we're continuing to put money in regardless of market conditions, and like you said, our money's going to be buying more when the markets are down and less when the markets are up. So if you just trust the process, then I'm sure your end result will get there at some point in time.
Yeah, perfect. So there you have it. We talked about the DCA, dollar cost averaging, lump sum investing, some of the advantages. We obviously know the Vanguard study said that over the long term, and Johnny referenced time horizon earlier in the video, that it will outperform. But again, it also is going to depend on a lot of market conditions and when we want to put the money in. So if you want to get some additional information, or if you want to find out whether DCA or lump sum investing is better for you, well, first of all, you got to have a lump sum to invest. Otherwise, we're all just going to be doing the DCA. Just reach out to us and we can give you some advice on that.
Thanks for watching our video, and if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. You can support us on our other social media platforms through the links in the description. If you are interested in getting involved with us, schedule a 15-minute call today on our website. Be sure to check out our live streams and podcasts, link in the description. Thanks for watching. Peace.